Okay, so here's a heads up. The subjects I will be talking about in this video are really obscure. Baldi's Basics, while it's popular, it's indie. It's really indie, and the stuff I bring up probably hasn't been discovered until now. So if you don't really know about Baldi's Basics Plus or Birthday Bash, you probably won't get this video. But if you do know, strap in, cause this is gonna be deep, 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 deep. Placeface. Placeface is a character found in the files of Baldi's Basics Classic and Birthday Bash. He is known for being a placeholder used to test AI during the early stages of Classic. He is still found throughout Classic and Birthday Bash through Easter eggs and secrets. He's also known for his weird backstory and similarities to the bully. As of now, Placeface has not been discovered in Plus or its demos and seems to have been forgotten by Miss Man. The 99 death screen. This is a death screen only in Baldi's Basics Classic that has a 1 in 99 chance of playing. When it plays, the screen turns red and a loud noise plays as what seems to be a crop picture of 99 shows up. It's not really known why Miss Man decided to make this and plaster 99 everywhere throughout the game, although there might be a reason I'll explain later. This program is a cancer. This phrase is what's written on a secret chalkboard hidden outside of the schoolhouse in Classic found during finding the X's. It has a bunch of 99 scribbled on it and could have been made as a test or an Easter egg, I don't know. 10 jumps. Playtime was originally going to do 10 jumps instead of 5. They're saying 1 through 10 are still in the game along with the code to make it functional. Miss Man probably scrapped it due to balancing reasons, which makes sense. I mean, like, why would you, that would take so long. Unused principal voice lines. The principal has a few voice lines that go unused but are still in the game's files. You can find them on the Baldi's Basics wiki. Also, at some point, no looking at lockers in the halls was unused, but I got used later for Baldi's Basics Plus. File name 2/secret ending. File name 2 is a character found in the secret ending, but the secret ending is achieved by getting all answers wrong. As soon as you beat the game, you'll be teleported to this place. It's a hallway leading down to Baldi's office, and when you get in there, file name 2 talks to you for a very long time. File name 2 himself is unexplainable. Apparently he's a guy stuck in the game, but he's not stuck in the game because that would be ridiculous. It's complicated, but there's 2 secret endings. One's in Classic, one is in Birthday Bash. The one in Classic is the one I am referring to. The one in Birthday Bash is when you obtain this the teleporter, and once you beat the game and get to the second floor and use the teleporter, you can get teleported back to the detention room where file name 2 is, and he'll give another long monologue. But these are both of the secret endings in Baldi's Basics. You can ThinkPad codes. These are a set of codes you can enter in Baldi's Basics Classic to make random things happen. One of them is teleporting to the first level ever built in Baldi's Basics, and one is flipping your camera upside down, which is a reference to Goose Shoes. Yeah, they're cool. Ambience. There is a lot of ambience in Baldi's Basics, whether that be long or short. Most of the sounds are like unsettling. The most notable one is the one that plays in the cafeteria. It's the one that plays the most and is probably the longest one. There's also a few that are just short clips that play randomly, like a car sound, some like stinger type thing. There's a lot. Also, the test has ambience. If you remember that, you probably do, but
divided by
is an unused audio that Baldi was supposed to say in the YCTP, while
times
is used in the impossible question. Divided by isn't, leaving it unused. Unused subjects. Apparently there was going to be multiple subjects instead of math. These include spelling, history, science, geography, geology, and English. The closest Miss Man got thought to finishing another one of these subjects would be spelling, but we'll get into that later. Elephant Hit. Elephant Hit is an audio that plays randomly in the secret test room, aka the first room built in Baldi's Basics. It references an unused line in Sonic's Schoolhouse, aka the inspiration for Baldi's Basics. Zeroth Prize. Zeroth Prize is a prototype goddess suite based off Pilot Red Sun's animations. He's also found in Birthday Bash in the second floor. Bad some. Bad. I have had it with you trying to interrupt my videos. You've interrupted my videos 2 times on important dates. One was the start of the year, and now it's this important video. Just stop, man.
But I thought it would be creepy.
No, it's not creepy. It's annoying. Go to the OC pile now.
No, John Crum's making a Scary Egg 3. I'm so excited for Scary Egg. Scary Egg is the best egg ever. Scary Egg is better.
Alright. Badsum is a character in the Kickstarter demo and Plus. His appearance resembles Baldi with much bigger looking eyes and a blue shirt. He looks to be in the exact same place the secret ending was in, except the banana is replaced with a globe. Other than that, he appears in the Kickstarter demo as an anti-piracy measure, and he also appears in Plus as a warning that pops up when your save file is corrupted. It's not really known why he exists other than to probably spook the pirates who pirated the Kickstarter demo. It's also not really known why he looks the way he does. Baldi probably would have worked just as well personally. Unity Leftovers. There's a bunch of Unity leftovers in the files of all the Baldi games. If you don't know what they are, they're just leftovers from the Unity engine, like warning symbols and such. Joe. Joe is an older Mistman character who has been name-dropped multiple times in Baldi's Basics. He also has a bit of a backstory to him. Joe originates from a currently on-hold pinball game by Mistman 12 called Joe's Ultimate Bus Ride. He also resembles a Mii, which I'll get into later. As of now, the whereabouts of Joe have not been figured out yet. It is speculated though that he's been killed by Baldi due to his bus being stolen by him. There's also another theory which I'll talk about later as well. Pre-Kickstarter demo. This was back when Baldi's Basics had not been playable for the public yet. A lot of the time was spent working out the level generation. What we know is only from screenshots and videos by Mistman. A lot was placeholders and cut stuff, but hopefully after Plus is finished, Mistman will release a build of the pre-Kickstarter demo. Only time will tell. Baldi comics / characters. Before the game we all know, Baldi used to star in a few comics titled Baltimore without any characters in the game now. Instead, there are unique characters exclusive to the comic as of now. These include, but are not limited to, Tim Tom, Susan, Dr. Reflex, and Andrew. It's odd to say the least. Baldi Number Button's voice line. This voice line was cut and originally going to be used for the 1.4 You Can Think pad in Classic. I'd play it, but I'm lazy. That's it. Plus placeholder textures. There's a crap ton of placeholder textures in Plus due to the game being incomplete. The most recognizable ones belong to the placeholder doors and tiles. As of now, there are placeholder rooms in Plus as a level generation Easter egg and a possible callback to the older builds. I'm pretty sure Mistman is in love with these things. Johnny's Cough. Johnny's Cough is a sound effect that occasionally plays in Johnny's shop randomly for no reason. Sometimes it can disrupt game gameplay and stop you from leaving the shop faster. When you're playing, it can catch you off guard due to how unsettling it is, honestly. I probably got scared of it on camera, but I cannot bother to look. The versions before 1.2. There exist multiple versions of Baldi's Basics Classic before 1.2 that are hard to find, so I'll link them in the description. 1.0 itself is really buggy, and a lot of older versions are really buggy, so be aware of that. As for the changes, I'll talk a lot more about them later on and also now. Yep, I thought he'd talk about it later, now he's talking about it now. Whoa. Old Arts and Crafters poster. While I did talk about this in an earlier video, I'll explain this here. The old Arts and Crafters poster was the original Arts and Crafters poster used in older versions that says, "Truly an incredible sock puppet. I've never seen one like it." It was probably removed due to it not hinting towards any of the character's mechanics. Fun fact, it's used in the Amazon store page at Baldi's Basics for this image here. I don't know why. Also, before we move on, I just want to say I believe the Amazon page might have been deleted. I've tried accessing it through previous methods and even typing the link out from the useless Baldi Facts videos to no avail. I'd appreciate it if someone were to link me the website so I can grab high quality screenshots and stuff. Ball spelling. Ball spelling ties to an unused subject entry on floor 1 and was discovered by Missman himself in Tetrabits Baldi's Basics Lost Bits video. Jesus.
I hope you like bees, because it's time for spelling. Answer the 3 questions correctly, and you might get something special.
Tape recordings. Tape recordings were the original anti-disorienting tapes and were on 1.0 only. They play multiple audios giving hints about different characters narrated by Missman himself. I would play them, but they go on for too long and I don't want to waste any time. They were removed due to players ignoring them and were basically unnecessary. If you want to listen to the audio, I'll link a video in the description. Test Dithard. Put it simply, Test Dithard is just the test's head. He appears at Birthday Bash's 2nd floor in the empty dark hallway, and when approached he says, "Can the parrot sound like me?" He was made to, well, test dithering if it wasn't obvious enough. Okay, now we're getting obscure here. We got, I'm Animating. I'm Animating is an old Missman 12 vine where he states that he is animating and that he is a pro. After he says he's animating, it shows a clip of what looks to be the bully running. It also looks like he's wearing the same thing the principal wears in Baldi's Basics. Does this mean the principal made Bully? That's scary. Also, this vine was posted on December 7th, 2015, which means the Bully is probably the 2nd oldest character made in Baldi's Basics. This also ties into a theory I have for a later entry, so remember that. Revenge of the Giant Baby. Revenge of the Giant Baby is a game made by Missman 12 where you shoot a giant baby. It was made for the Petite computer, which is also related to further entries down the Iceberg. As of now, there is no legal way I've found to play it due to the Petite computer not being able to play on the 3DS eShop and the DSi store being closed in itself. So Missman, if you're watching, please release some more content of the Petite computer and small basic stuff. They're really interesting to look into and most people don't have this stuff. 2016 Baldi line. Back in 2015 or 16, Missman was excited to play a game in game making software called Small Basics for the 3DS. While he did make a few games, one of the games he planned on making was Baldi's Basics. In preparation, he recorded a Baldi voice line using made software for Small Basics. Here it is.
Welcome to Baldi's Basics in Education and Learning. You'll have lots of fun here. I just know it. Make sure you get good grades. Otherwise, well, let's just say...
After this, he'd mysteriously scrap it to work on it 2 years later and turn it into the game we all know. Spook Balloon. Spook Balloons are characters that show up on the 2nd floor in Birthday Bash. They come in drones at the end as well. Their origin is a mystery and have yet to appear in another Baldi game. Side note, they play a really loud sound when you see them. When that sound is put in a graphical memory viewer, this shows up. Pretty creepy. Expelling. Expelling is a yet to be used feature in Baldi's Basics Plus. It's what isn't on sale in Johnny's shop. Johnny even has some unused lines for it at the moment. Unused dithering tests. These tests are a multitude of random stock photos and a Commodore 64 screenshot dithered for some reason. They're very weird. Probably used to test the one feature Missman wasn't going to add, which is a CRT TV overlay. Baldi microgames and secret message. Okay, so I've already went over these in a previous video you should watch. So I'm just gonna play the clips here. In Baldi's Basics Classic, there's a secret message in the secret ending room where the HUD would be. Along with there being a placeholder item slot texture, there's also a line of text that reads, "This game is so horribly assembled I am so ready to start working on the full game, and that wouldn't be possible without the tremendous support from you guys. Thank you a million times. Honestly, it's really nice how we added that. Did you know there's actually 2 kind of obscure variations that Baldi made back in 2012 on Missman's DS? They don't really have names, so I'm just gonna nickname them. This dude's name is Blue Shirt Baldi, and he likes getting hit in the head with baseballs. He dodges them occasionally, though. And this Okay, I think we should just get this over with. I didn't really want to talk over these like little introductions, but this floor is a lot more obscure. You're gonna find some stuff that you probably haven't heard about, so be warned. I'm a CGI pro now. I'm a CGI pro now is a video starring Placeface, probably made as a test. The video description states, I should work at Pixar. The video does show, though, that Placefaces existed as early as April 29th of 2014. It is kind of unsettling, too, considering how long this video went without being known to the public. It was only revealed in June of 2020. Lot map. Lot map is an unused thing in Baldi's Basics Plus. There's not too much information I can find on it other than it's probably just a lot map, and when you put it through different file dumbing softwares it shows different images supposedly. I don't really know. I'm getting this stuff from Jumpman25. Disky0000. Disky0000 is a character or image that appears at the end of Birthday Bash when you input the balloon codes. His appearance is a bit similar to Badsums, but I'll talk about that later. Slingshot.mech. Slingshot.mech is a sound file that plays when you get your first exit in Classic. At first people thought it was some sort of slingshot item, aka the entry on the second floor I skipped, but it was deconfirmed by Missman and shown to be a sound effect in the future pinball game engine. Big globes. Big globes! We're in the principal's office instead of the desks we have now. They were weird. Emojis. In Classic, there are emojis in the files that can be put in the game or edited. Prime example would be, not trying to plug anything, Dane's Dining Game. Which, I mean, you can play. It's in the description. 9 out of 9 notebooks. 9 out of 9 notebooks is the highest amount of notebooks you can get in Plus and Birthday Bash, technically. While this may be patched in the future, some seeds do have over 9 notebooks. It's seen in this seed and Nathan Funug's video. It's just a glitch. Other than that, it is the creepy number. Whoa, it's so creepy. 1PR Bang in Baldi's Basics Classic. Contrary to somewhat popular belief, 1PR Bang is an audio file in Baldi's Basics Classic, but it goes unused. It is also referenced in the code and can be put back, although it is buggy. Unlisted Missman 12 videos. Missman has a fair share of publicly known unlisted videos. The rest I've talked about before, except this one. It's a Hungry Pumpkin speedrun. I'll just let this play out.
Hey, I'm Missman 12, and recently I've got into speedrun. So I decided that I was gonna speedrun a game, and this game is really big game, and it's been really influential, and I don't know why nobody speedrunned it yet, but I'm gonna do it for the first time. So I don't know how to get a timer on screen. So I'm just gonna use my iPod and use the stopwatch. The moment I hit start, the moment I hit play is when I hit start here. And basically, when I click on the last piece of food is when I get to stop the stopwatch. And I'm gonna do a perfect run where I get all 20 points. I can't not miss a point. So, sorry. 3, 2, 1, go.
I'm very hungry. Give me the water. No! I don't want that.
Just
give me the water.
wait until I get this right.
The jam. Give me the coffee.
1 minute, 40.3
That was fantastic.
seconds.
I'll be back in
Perfect
10
run.
minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. Beat that, peoples. I'm a pro speedrunner now.
That was
I have no other words. Then on to floor 5. Floor 5 is basically people who have extensively looked into Baldi and Miss Man's stuff. So, yeah, this is going to be some obscure stuff. Baldi in Strange Terror of the Deep. Yes, Baldi is in Strange Terror of the Deep, a game made by Dave Microwave Games. At the time, he had lines that had not been used in a Baldi game yet, but they've been reused. It's pretty interesting.
Thanks for playing. Come back soon.
Unused MIDI files in Plus. There are multiple unused MIDI files in Plus that can be found through this video. It's in the description if you want to watch it. Well, there are some things that are still in the game. There's stuff like the learn music, and a bunch of other stuff like just like random loops and stuff. It's weird. Also, here's one of the weird ones. All of the weird ones not used in Plus at all were probably used for the program he uses in Plus to play MIDIs as MIDIs instead of waves or OGGs. That's why when you pause the game in the middle of a MIDI, you can hear the MIDI stop itself instead of just the song. But other than that, I don't see what purpose these MIDIs could serve. Like, maybe as alternate music tracks. I don't know. Miss Man's Miiverse account. Miss Man has a Miiverse account that has a bunch of odd stuff I'll get into on further entries. Other than that, it's just a normal Miiverse account. I'll link it in the description. Mist Man's Scratch Game. Miss Man has a Scratch account with a game on there titled, "You can shoot donuts in this game. Wow!" The game was made by Missman12 on February 19th of 2017. You play as the guy, as stated in the code, and press S to shoot donuts. It's worth noting that when you shoot a donut, it makes a sound which is titled mech_bump in the files, a sound clearly related to mech_slingshot in Baldi's Basics, an entry, we've already talked about. Both of the sounds are took from the Future Pinball game engine, as previously stated. There's a sound effect, though, that plays every 99 seconds called Woo! Which originates from the Donkey Kong Country games on the SNES. The backdrop and guy sprites are from Revenge of the Crazy Baby, another game created by Missman12 on the Petite Computer DSiWare. Jesus Christ. Jeffy and Davis. Jeffy and Davis are two really obscure characters created on Missman's Miiverse page. Davis is like a mean-looking dude with a single piece of hair just like Baldi, and Jeffy is a creepy-looking dude who slightly resembles Baldi. They're weird and I like them. Baldi's first public appearance was on Miiverse as well in this crude and creepy image. I've known this for a while, but Missman has only just found out, which is kind of funny. Placeface is a me. Yes, Placeface resembles a me, especially if you look closely at the hair. It resembles that of a hair. It resembles that of me hair. Also, here's a recreation of what Placeface would have looked like if he was full on me. This also ties into a theory I have later for the Iceberg, so yeah, remember this. Playtime is in the secret ending. Just take my word for this because I have no screenshots for this entry, but Playtime is outside the boundaries of the secret ending. She's invisible though and can't be interacted with. This is probably just a test by Mistman to see if the gameplay would work in the secret ending. I don't really know. Principal Easter Egg. The Principal is an Easter egg in a relatively obscure fan game called Yukon's Basics. He's a secret poster, and when you meet him he says, "No making a Baldi's Basics fan game in the halls." His texture is also really ugly for some reason, probably to fit the style of the game. Floor 6 has got a lot more obscure stuff and a few theories, so yeah, get ready. Baldi's Basics Petite Computer version. This is a theoretical version of Baldi's Basics, because hey, if there was going to be a Small Basics version, why wouldn't there be some sort of Petite Computer version? I mean, Missman has done Petite Computer and Small Basic games before. If this were a thing though, it would probably be even more limited due to the hardware it's running on. Small Basic games. Other than the cancelled Baldi's Basics games, Mistman has created a bunch of small basics games. One of them is Rogue Bots, a game starring Joe, where you go through a floor of enemies and plant some sort of bomb to get to the next floor. Another is Clapping Party, which is something you might have seen on Mistman's YouTube channel and has gameplay. All you do is clap. You can do it through a button press or a sound, since it is sound activated. The last two I could play was Platformer, an unfinished platformer game that was mostly used as an engine for other small basics games, and GSI Live, the sequel, some weird quiz game that's a sequel to his Petite computer game I've never heard about. Other than that, there was a game I'll talk about in a later entry that you can't play, apparently. All these games have no footage other than screenshots, and while I do have these games, I have small basics, the 3DS has no good way of recording your screen without some complicated homebrew or getting one of those 3DSs with a capture card, so if I ever do get that stuff, I will release footage later. Birthday Bash is the last floor in the Super Schoolhouse. Well, I mean, it kind of makes sense. At the end of Birthday Bash, which takes place on the upper floor of the cafeteria, it glitches out and the game ends. You want a thank you screen. Plus, it is kind of a clever way of ending. Plus, you end the Super Schoolhouse where you started, and at the end, the game glitches and stuff. That's clever. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Baldi's Basics for the Mist book. On February 28th of 2019, Mistman released footage of a build of Baldi's Basics Plus on a Mist book. What are you hiding from us, Mistman? Why have you been so dormant about this? Now ask me this, viewers. Why was Placeface created so early? Remember, the earliest we've seen him was from April 29th of 2014. This means Placeface has to have been created for some other reason than to have just tested Baldi's Basics. Now, remember how Placeface's texture slightly resembles a me? I think I know. I think you know where I'm going with this. Joe slightly resembles a me as well. As you can see in the hair, they use the exact same hair that I know of. This connection basically signifies that these two are just separate people. They're one person, and so is the bully. We all know that the bully is basically distorted Placeface, right? But did we know that undistorted It's a Bully is Joe? I think not. What makes this theory even more plausible is that Joe itself has a me in his own pinball table. Speaking of which, Joe Me / Joe's wife. This entry is talking about a screenshot from a Joe's Ultimate Bus Ride flyer showing a me of Joe and someone else, presumably Joe's wife. While I didn't get to recreate Joe's wife due to the glare on the screenshot, I did recreate Joe, so yeah, here you go. Challenge Demo Bug Report banner. Okay, when I look back at this entry, I realize I got the demo wrong. This is actually the first public demo, but the banner itself is just the regular banner, the windscreen, but all creepy and glitchy. Whoa, spooky. Lost fan-made BB Plus test build. Now, this fan-made build someone made, I fondly remember playing it, but I've tried searching for it to no avail. From what I remember, it had Gotta Sweep in a very small room, only using green placeholder walls. There wasn't much to do besides walk around and touch Gotta Sweep. Gotta Sweep had no AI. All he said when you touched him was Gotta Sweep, you know, his line, and you had no HUD. It was very bare bones, but that was about 2 years ago when BB Plus wasn't even called BB Plus, and I don't have the fan-made build anymore, but it might be on one of my old hard drives, so I might go searching for it one day. But other than that, I doubt anybody's gonna come out and make it or give me it, so yeah, it's probably just gonna be lost forever. Illegal Image in Plus. You guys remember the unused dithering tests from floor 3? Well, one of those was the Eiffel Tower at night, and if you didn't know, it's somewhat illegal to do that, so whoever took this picture, whether it be Missman or some random guy, should be in jail. Probably. I don't know. It's illegal or not. I double checked. I don't know. Ambience is old. Now, Missman has stated himself that the ambience in Baldi's Basics, specifically the cafeteria ambience, is old. Now, that brings up the question of why. Why would he record this stuff? I don't know, honestly. Lost comics. Some Baltimore comics are lost. I mean, that's bound to happen. The comics were old, and heck, I've lost my old comics as well, most of them. Now, whatever was in those lost comics has yet to be seen, though. Environment sprites undithering. Have you ever wondered what the environment sprites look like undithering? Me too. They're original photos, though, and have not been shown undithering before, so hopefully we'll see them undithering in a goodie bag, or something like that in the future. Mech Bump. Mech Bump is the audio that plays the Missman 12 scratch game, if you remember me talking about that. Here's what it sounds like. Yeah, it sounds very similar to Slingshot.mech. Now you would think this is a joke entry, but like all last entries on an Iceberg, but I have an actual answer for this one. Remember the one small basics game I left out on purpose and I can't even play? Well, that game was apparently an April Fool's joke called City Trial. Now, in the comments of the Miiverse post Missman made for it was this. This is what appears to be 99 in some sort of red place that is all corrupted. This is the origin of 99.